Hey there, and welcome back to Trainwreck, an educational monster train series where you watch me struggle at around 200 Pact Shards. We're continuing the recording session. I am trying desperately to build up my backlog a little bit again. It's funny, actually. Someone in a recent comment noted that there was something I said. I can't actually remember what it was now, but there was something I said during one of my episodes that keyed them off just how many weeks in advance I tend to record episodes. The main reason I do this is because my work, I have a full time job working with NASA and other contractors on space based stuff. I'm not going to go into too many details, but suffice it to say that it's pretty high pressure, and the most important thing about it is that it can be volatile at times. There was exactly this reason, right? There was a recent example where I worked 60 hours in a week, and that sucked a lot. And I don't do that often because I do think that that is essentially the company and the whole system taking advantage of you, and you deserve better than that. But at the same time, sometimes a series of bad decisions run together, and ultimately someone eats dirt for a week in order to make up for that mistake. And everyone should feel bad, and everyone should work towards trying to make that never happen again. But sometimes it happens. And this time, I think I was the one that got dunked on by society and stuff. Here's so basically, I ended up working 60 hours, didn't get a chance to record at all. No recording that week whatsoever. This is actually exactly why I record so much in advance. It's because it can absorb weeks like that. So we absorbed it. I had recordings. No one noticed the difference, except for the one person that identified that I had recorded like 3 weeks early. But now that I'm out of that week, it's like, oh no, I have to make up these numbers because I am many episodes behind in where I should be. So I think I only, as of this episode's recording, I think I only have 5 episodes of backlog, and most of them are actually in Cursed Seeds because I recorded a whole bunch of those in sequence. So we're trying to make it up. But yeah, that's about as much as I've got going. So we're just trugging along on that today. I just invented that word. I combined trucking and chugging. May have noticed that one. My brain loves to do that. That's a very neurospicy thing to have happen. I love to fuse words together, and oftentimes it's because my brain simply does not process things fast enough to stop my mouth from making a mistake. It's very cool. But anyway, our previous run, it was Primordium. We're doing great. It was actually an exceptional run. We had a really good opener. Gurg's Goad out of the gate. We had Ritual on my starter with Perils and Superfood Primordium. Just really powerful all over. We had a very convincingly winnable line with Branded Warrior out of the gate. It was like multi-strike and damage shield 3, but then they showed me an Apex Imp, and I looked at this and said, quick and multi in my Apex Imp with Railhammer, it's more likely than you think. So we hard pivoted and just completely demolished the run with an Apex Imp line. We ended up using Welder Helper Infusion in him. Honestly, it was awesome. I think the best thing about it, though, the funniest thing anyway, at least in my opinion, is that I genuinely believed that Inflame was my strongest card in that particular run, which is not something that happens very often. So I even duped it over other options at Ring 8, which was just hilarious to me. So there was, what's even crazier? I had 4 clans worth of cards in that run. I also had an Awoken's Railspike, and I had picked up a Remnant Pact from the Tome event. So I had 4 different clans of cards. That's a cool kind of nuance. I didn't actually realize that until literally this moment, so cool. Anyway, we're moving on to Fade. Great. I like when Fade comes up because usually it's a very straightforward run that I've played a lot of times before. She's not easy, but I do think that I understand how to play Fade very well, and I enjoy playing her because she's so different. It's the same reason I enjoy Chief. It's not just because he's a strong champion, it's because he's so formative to your runs that they just look a little different. Well, the ones I hate are like your Tethys or your Prince runs, because in most cases, those runs, despite the fact that the champions are weak, you're kind of like throwing away the champions, so the runs are basically just like, okay, here's a bunch of sirens, I played Monster Train, watch my video, That's a little boring to me. Or the classic, okay, well, here's Horned Warrior and a bunch of Rage, awesome. You know, it's nice when you have a champion that kind of forms the run around them, in my opinion. You get a little bit more interesting of gameplay overall. So, fortunately, there are a few that at least do that, so. Anyway, let's go ahead and get in on the run. As always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As of when I'm recording this, we are pretty close to 4,000 subscribers, which is exciting. That's always awesome. I don't think anything special is going to happen at 4,000, but it's an awesome milestone. I think the only thing that I'm ever really thinking about is if I ever make 5 digits by some miracle, you know, like 10,000 subscribers, I don't even know what to do. I mean, I might consider dedicating a little more time to it, kind of reevaluate a bit. I don't think it's ever going to really compete with my full-time job, but I don't know. Hard to say. You never can tell. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get in on this monster train. Show me what it is. Little Fade. Let's go. It's kind of interesting to think about that in general, right? Ugh, gross. Shade splitters. Just the idea of, like, how much... What would have to change for me to consider doing anything like this for a more significant portion of my time? Just kind of weird to think about. Anyway, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just peachy, having a decent morning of it. And yeah, not much really to add. It's honestly, it's crazy. It's not even morning anymore. It's literally 12:40 in the afternoon. My SO has not woken up yet. She is asleep, beyond asleep. It's outrageous. We were going to get breakfast this morning, and I was just like, well, I mean, it's her birthday this weekend, so I'm good with that, but... I was like, she can sleep in as much, she can do as she wants. But I was thinking to myself, like, I should eat something. I was holding out for a breakfast, and I haven't eaten anything, so I had a fig bar to tide me over during this recording. So we'll see if she wakes up during the recording or not. It'd be kind of funny if she was still asleep by the end. I might actually have to go wake her up in that case. She hates sleeping for more than 12 hours. It's a lot of sleep. It's a lot more than I get, that's for sure. Anyway, as before, we are monster training. It is Exile, Melting, Default Umbra today. We're facing Pushback Talos, Gross, Rage Fell, Sap Seraph, We have Hallow Drippings, Mind Collapse, Resin Removal. Honestly, all great. Resin Removal is exceptional at 200 shards. I'm a big fan of this. Hallow Drippings is great with Fade. We're looking for ways to extend Burnout. We just start with them. That's awesome. And then we also have a Ping and Mind Collapse. None of these cards are particularly incredible, but I'm happy overall because these are things that we would have drafted anyway to begin with. So that just gives us a little bit cleaner of a deck overall. Very nice. This is a Trainwreck episode. I'm going to 200. So today, temples are 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, there's 4. It's fine. Dupe on 8 is Magic Side. Okay, nothing special here. No removal dupe. Fair enough. We have a Trinket Shop with Vortex and Horde on 7. That's good if I have the money for the Trinket Shop. Competes with Random Dupe. This is honestly a pretty risky ring, right? If you don't have any money walking into this, you could just be like getting some removals and a Horde and then nothing. This could be very... Unless, of course, you could use the Hellvent effectively. And you'd need it. Like if I need a double dupe here, getting 2 dupes at the end can sometimes be very nice for Fade because you can backload a lot of your shards. It's actually the biggest risk with her in general at 200 is... You have to take shards early in order to make the threshold you want. But her whole game plan really relies on not taking shards early. This applies to both Spikes and Firelight, which are stronger paths there. So obviously Eternal Flame is good, but Eternal Flame relies on the rest of your run being solid. And when you have Umbra, it's a little risky simply because Umbra is not solid. So we could do it with like Alloy Construct or something though. We'll see. Steel and Magic on 6. Well, the removals actually are on the Magic side with a Cave. That's pretty good. Steel's garbage, though. Magic side has Vortex and Money on 5. So double good Magic shops on 5 and 6. Interesting. There are Steels here. The Steel on 5 is at least good with a Horde and Cave. Steel on 6 is not amazing, though, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We have another good Magic shop on 4 with Vortex and an Umbra banner, I guess, is there, competing with a Steel shop. And we have a Hellvent on 3. It's a little early. Maybe we do it. I don't know. Maybe we have it all in place. Double Remnant banners early on. No shops on 3, unfortunately, but we do have Steel with Umbra and Magic with Remnant on 2. Dicey. Dicey, actually. All right, cool. Oh, actually, I have an update for you. Yeah, my SO actually just literally woke up and I got a text message that says, "Oh my God, I just woke up, sad face." Oh, that's very funny. Yeah, okay. It's very entertaining. All right, let's play some Monster Train. It's this Fade. We're gonna click the Forge first. It's very funny to me that we played like that. Like I just mentioned it and it came up like that. Ooh, this is dicey. No Firelight, which is what I was hoping for. Icarus is very risky here. You could theoretically scale her off of Shade Splitters. It's maybe not bad. You can get away with it off of Reforms as well. We have the Burnout extenders here that... yeah, that's fine. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, yeah. Eternal Flame, though, I mean, I can get away with this. She's strong. She's not going to win the run on her own. She supports another line. I'm forced down an Umbra path if I see a Steel Shop here. There's a lot of ways this could go bad, but I think Flame is a little safer overall here. It's just hard to make Icarus work. If we get, like, bad Combat 1, if we get the one am I trying to think of? The defenders, the guy that get damage shield or whatever, it just completely dominates Icarus and we fall behind the whole run. And we're going to have to take shards, we're going to have to take everything, things are going to scale out of the way. I don't think Icarus is safe here. I'm going to take Flame, and we're going to have to accept it. Resin Block. You know what? That actually does scale Little Fade quite a bit, so I'm going to take Resin Block. It's also very good with Primitive Molds. It's a good opener. We take this Horde. Ooh, Chain of Gems. Chain of Gems is good with Shade Splitters. They can tank. Prevents Fade from dying as much as I'd like. How is Forever Flame here? It's good, right? I like Forever Flame. It's purely beneficial. I'm just debating if Chain of Gems is better overall. It's going to be annoying if I don't have Shade Splitters on turns when I want to play Fade and get her killed. Her getting stuck on a lower floor is quite bad. I think it's a little... I'm going to take the Forever Flame. I think if Chain of Gems were a little later, I might grab it. Right? If it were just a little bit later in the run when I have a little more confidence that I'm able to, generate morsels or do something here, I might take that. But for the moment, I think Forever Flame is just ubiquitously good. Yeah, this combat with Armor Trial, this completely dominates Icarus. I'm glad we didn't do it. Cool. Excellent work. Now we're still going to get farmed out a little bit here, but I can do things like play her here and then put a Train Steward behind to get rid of that damage shield. Ugh. We got an upgraded Priest today, so this guy's basically 100% going to walk in. We're going to take 5 plus 6. I mean, we're almost guaranteed to take 11 from this wave. I just can't imagine getting around it in any way. Yeah. Pretty much no way around it. Shade Splitter upstairs is good. I get a Train Steward out for the money. I can do 35 here to a guy, which is good. I want to play that. Yeah, that's acceptable. We might actually, because of Resin Block, be able to get some kills upstairs in kind of funny fashion. Maybe only take 5 damage here. Interesting. Is 55 enough to win this? Kind of, yeah. I think it's enough. 3 hits. Yeah. The nice thing, the way this works out, 55 comes in, we take 6 here. I mean, we're going to eat the 5 in the back, but we don't take the 6 instead. If I play the Mind Collapse in middle, I put this guy under 6, so he does get the kill. He does get killed by Train Steward here, which I think is the correct line here. Yeah, this will work. I think this wins. Yeah, we take 5 still. There's no way around it. I could play the Magma Morsel in front and tank that hit, actually. And then reform it, maybe? Honestly, I think tanking this hit is better. Yeah, we're going to do this. That's funny. And good, I suppose. Sure. Okay. Alright, we clear out this. We take only the 5. I think we easy win this combat otherwise. I'm going to go ahead and Weight of Contrition. Resin Removal clears 4 lifesteal, which I think is super relevant here. Just putting down the other Train Steward upstairs guarantees victory, I think, actually. It's enough turns. I just need 3 turns here, so... And we're guaranteed to get it. Cool. Got it. Cool. Easy. Thank you, Fade. She trivializes a lot of these early game segments. I should click draft. I should absolutely click draft here. 100% I'm clicking draft here. I have the burnout extender already. Yeah, we click draft. It's just good. Perils. Perils is scaling. I should probably take it. Yep, I'm taking it. Unit-wise, we get a Paraffin Enforcer. Okay, I mean, this is a good line, right? We have Paraffin Enforcer, we have Draft, we have Burnout Extenders. I can play this. That works. That works. I go left and hope for the best. We could go right. I don't know why. There's no unit I'm really looking for. I have the pieces, right? The Draft, the Paraffin Enforcer, it's good. I'm going to look for a multi-strike, I suppose. There's no reason not to. We didn't see it. I'm kind of not surprised. Morsel Maker, Morsel Master. None of these impress me in any way. Nah, we skip it. I'm going to look at this horde in the middle. I mean, Mark of a Champion is hard to say no to. I could take Hell's Banner. It's pretty likely that I proc it, but I actually think Mark of a Champion just straight up scales Fade to astronomical levels much faster. That's very good. I could re-roll this. There's a small chance I could actually find something. I'll mention I did consider re-rolling and then looking at the trinket because I might have sold it for 25 gold for a multi-strike possibly, but I decided against it because I don't think I'm actually re-rolling this. The question becomes really, which direction do we go on these? Do we go draft? Or do we go Paraffin Enforcer? This is always the question with these two. There's very good reasons to do both, which is part of why I actually think it's a great unit design, right? These two units have real question marks about how you approach things in between the two, and they're both very powerful for different reasons. The draft is universally stronger as the base unit, but you lose that draw priority. Question, of course, becomes how do you survive if you bottom deck all of your drafts? You need something. It's part of why I like that line a little better when you have, Lady of the Reformed, Burnout Rector, just slapping guys on a floor, and then you can draw fast into the drafts later. And you have that frontline tank making it work. And then, of course, you have like a Dark Calling pivot or something, or some kind of reform synergy to bring them back if they fall. And it works out pretty well. It's a very solid line, very durable, very offensive. Like it. Fast enough that it can actually play bottom or middle, depending on what you're doing. And how you draw, right? If you draw all your drafts on turn 1, hey, you're golden, but yeah. In this case with Eternal Flame, it's a little different, right? You don't have that baked in defensive and offensive presence of Rector. Instead, you just have Big Slammer Fade who dies quickly. I do like the 25 health automatically in Paraffin Enforcer. I also have the Primitive Molds and the Resin Block to capitalize on reforms. So I am kind of leaning towards draft into Paraffin Enforcer here. Extra 25 health is not terrible, adding this in here. We can do the infusion on ring 3. I think we're definitely doing it. It's just, one of these guys is getting 25 health here. The question is which. How many dupes are in what order? I could potentially have 2 of these on ring 3, actually, which is kind of weird. And then I make 2 more with 4 of them. Even if one of them later on only hits twice but has like plus 50 health in it, it's actually pretty good, right? I actually think the draft is pretty good here just because the reason it's good is because the dupe is immediate. And I can draw pretty quickly here and Fade can carry a lot of other stuff. Alright, let's do the draft actually. I'm actually going to do the draft. We move on from here. 30 shards in, a little dicey, but not too bad. How do I feel about this unit draft? Do I need this? What could it show me? The only things I think that I would remotely consider pivoting on would be like Morsel Maid or Shadow Siege, maybe? Because I have the Forever Flame already. It's a Bounty Stalker. Yeah, okay, I'd pivot on a Bounty Stalker. That's fair. So like a rare unit. Is there an uncommon unit I would take here? Probably not, I don't think. I can't think of a single one. So really this is a question of 10 gold. Do I take any damage for this 10 gold? There's one wave that I probably take a little bit, but I'd have to draw a Mind Collapse. It depends also on which one gets upgraded. I think we can safely look. It's pretty low risk here. There's one wave that maybe takes a little bit from me. It's like not that big of a deal. We're going to go ahead and play double morsels upstairs into the Paraffin Lad. He's kind of just chilling for now. There's really no reason to put this Train Steward in here, I think. There's no reason not to. In case I draw a Primitive Mold, I guess. Sure. Remember, we do have Mark of a Champion, which will scale very quickly here. Already doing 45 in the middle here is nice. I do think, for instance, we want to ping this guy in back on middle here. Yes. Yeah, she dies. That's okay. Now, do we clear on top floor? Technically, no. I could put the Primitive Mold in there and actually get him. Okay, this is good. I like this because it clears this and lets me play this mid-floor, which I enjoy. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Now, if I elevator her, how are we feeling? I want to put the Train Steward down here. I could take 5 on this. 8 into 3 spikes, she attacks twice. She gets 3 hits. Okay, so we actually win if I go... It's 11 damage coming in, huh? We're going to draw into both of these. I save 6 of this by playing Fade in the floor. I think we do play top here. We clear everything and we look okay. I'm going to go ahead and put Train Steward in the back here, I think. Play this out, let it ride. I will not see the draft, but it's unlikely I hit it anyway. Play the Hallow Drippings, it's good. The rest of these go away. I think we win this combat pretty comfortably from here, yeah? Yeah, easy, actually. We didn't see the draft. I had a feeling we might not thanks to these curses, but we clean it up. I just had to run the math on myself real quick. Fade does most of the work. She goes mad with power thanks to Resin Block combined with the Mark of a Champion, so that's pretty awesome. Purifying Cleanse is, I think, the pick. I like the healing here. It's useful. It's free. And the burnout is longer. Yep, I'll take it. Perils again. Mind Collapse again. Feast? No, I don't think so. We're going to skip. Take the money there. Yeah, as expected. Nothing here provides value. The Crucible Boys, both of them garbage. Morsel Master, whatever. I kind of expected this, but at the same time, it's fine. It's just 10 gold. I didn't take any damage for it, so you might as well take the 10 gold, right? There's no reason not to, so sure. Okay. Alright, fair enough. No shops, but we have decided that the reason I did this pivot was to go left here, so that I could immediately dupe this. -2. 10 in Piercing goes in Mind Collapse for sure. I'm going to go ahead and do the infusion now. It's good. It's good. Now, that brings me to 65. If I dupe twice, that brings me to 95. Right? Yeah, dupe twice, 95. This is 110, 120. Okay, so with 120, I have to take 80 from everything else. Which means I either need a garbage infusion, or I have to take stuff here. Or I have to take this -2. Alright, well, let's look at the caverns first, see what we see. I mean, Wax and Spike with a -2 tossed in it is not bad, actually. We'll take it. In fact, I actually think that's okay. We're going hard on shards here, aren't we? Dicey. in fact. Quite dicey. Am I feeling cozy enough to... I mean, I kind of have to, right? This is the problem. Like, 95 shards on ring 3 is so high. So unbelievably high. But I really just don't have choices, is the thing. I mean, I do like this. Paraffin Enforcer on turn 1. Guy just immediately gets the Purifying Cleanse, too. That's pretty sick. Fade will... My goal is to get her to shoot things repeatedly. She kills the guy in middle. Amazing. Let's not drop Wax and Spike yet. We'll go double Morsel upstairs. Fade doing excellent work. I think we can elevator her. Ooh, I'm going to play her in... because she gets killed by Talos then, here. Good. Let's Tenon Piercing the Priest on middle, I think. Yes. The rest of these cards kind of don't matter. How do I feel about reforming a Train Steward? It really doesn't add anything to the deck, but it's not bad tossing him into the pool somewhere. I could just face tank on middle, too. That's also fine. I'm going to put it bottom. He at least attacks. Hiya, buddy, hiya. We'll put 2 in, sure. Fine. Okay, I'm looking for the other draft. We don't see him quite yet. We're going to pop the guy in back here. That's a bummer. This guy walks on me. How do I feel about that? I can fade up top. She attacks and then dies. It's actually much better. And then I can Mind Collapse the guy downstairs, right? Yes. Okay, fine. It's okay. If I can Elevator Fade in the end, I think I feel pretty good about it. Man, still no second draft. It does happen, I suppose. I'm going to Primitive Mold back Mr. Burnout Man here. Let's play the Shade Splitter first. Shade Splitter goes down. Put in Mr. Burnout guy here. 2020. Alright, I can take 2 here and be okay with it. Let's play mid-floor here, because she does die. It's good. I'll take the 2. I'm fine with that. The question now becomes, can I Elevator Fade? Wow, this guy, I actually have to extend his burnout incredibly. No choice. I still have not seen... The next turn is going to be good if I keep him alive, though. So here's the deal. I think we fade downstairs. I think we get away with it. Let's Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter. Great work. I extend burnout and I accept 7 damage to myself for it. I'm going to go ahead and resin removal the boss to cut out her lifesteal and everything. It's a lot of damage to take. I didn't hit a good morsel there, but it's fine. I was a little over anyway. Now we're cooking, right? Now it's... Ooh, that's a lot of damage coming in, actually. I sure would like to Elevator Fade. I think I'm going to do it. Am I? Alright, here's the deal. I think we Train Steward in front here. Sacrifice the Train Steward. Play the Draft in back. Toss the Hallow Drippings here. And we clear the floor, so we do get to Elevator Fade, and she just does a free 239 here. That's good. Good enough, I think. Heal here. We actually win without Fade, but you toss in Fade, and she does 270 damage, so that's pretty reasonable, I think. 9 damage taken. I think we handled it correctly. Let's go ahead and click Intent on Death, because that's exceptional with little Fade. Yep. Just go ahead and click that. It's good. Last opportunity for like a Lady of the House or something. It's not bad. I don't mind having a little bit of a beefcake here. Floor's not particularly durable. Having a banner unit's actually not a bad idea. I kind of like her. Alright, yeah, I'll take a Lady of the House. She's just a face tank. She has hit points, and that's honestly all we're really looking for. I am forced to draw her. It's not like she competes with the drafts here, so that's kind of funny. I do think card draw is mission critical here. Our floor is looking like 2 drafts, Fade and Lady, which is 5. Everything's free unit-wise, so -2. All right, we take card draw. I'm going to go Steel Shop here because I would like to upgrade the draft before we get to a point where it becomes mission critical. Quick. That's strong. If I can support that, that's strong. Little Icarus. Okay. I was thinking if we got an a Firelight Pivot, we would take it, but we didn't get it. That's okay. I think the fact that I have the Resin Block and the Mark of a Champion speeds up my scaling so fast. I'm not really worried about it. She's killing an enemy. But I guess we're going Eternal Flame 2 here. Fine. Scales even faster. Sure. What's in the temple? Spell Chain. I like Spell Chain. I have to take stuff, don't I? Oof. I do have to take stuff. Quick into a draft is very good. I could re-roll this and look for plus 25s or things. I actually think we do want to put Damage Shield 3 on the lady here. She's just a beefcake, and that's great. I'm going to put Quick on one of these drafts. I do quite like this. I will re-roll this. Yo, Multi-Strike. Incredible. Multi-Strike on the lady is actually pretty fun, too. Interesting. We could also go 3rd hit draft. This is probably it because I am going to take space and dupe eventually. I'm going to be making 4 of these even if I can only really play 3 on a floor. It's true. That's true. I wonder though, I'm debating, the real question and why I'm debating this is actually because I am going to be drawing Lady a lot. She draws first. She's going to be hard to get killed, is the thing. So, I mean, she will die. I'm just debating if the Resin Block is more relevant on her. I think we're going to go into the draft here. Because I'm duping this so many times, we take the multi here. It's pretty much ideal. And then I think I just dumpster at plus 25 on Lady. Her goal is just to have hit points here, right? I think that's good. Now, the scary thing is Firelight Master in the ring 4... My guy is going to do a batrillion damage, and he hits 3 times. I have to take stuff from this, though. Stuff being shards. Let's take another 10 and piercing into a Mind Collapse. Those are both very strong now. I don't have to do this in Dumpster Infusion right now. I can do this as late as Ring 7 if I need it, but leave a Train Steward in for that purpose. Spell Chain the Wax and Spike. It's pretty good, I mean, right? It's guaranteed plus 12 to the floor, but also more importantly, it's 8 burnout. It's pretty good. It's kind of like a -1. It's like a double stack, but better, right? It's a double stack, except it's double stack. Yeah, but it adds 1 less Ember, kind of, is the way it works out. It's also a very good dupe target, although you could do it on Intent on Death, too. That just hypercharges Fade, who's always active. It's a mega hypercharge on Fade. It's actually probably stronger to do this, right? And now, with all these units upgraded, we just ignore Steel Shops incredibly, and we go Magic. Ooh, it's so good. Magic, Magic. Just double removals. I need to not die here. Alright, let's go Intent on Death. Fade can sack Firelight Master hard. I have money coming up. I think we should buy our removal because I am scared. We're going to cut a Train Steward. I don't want to reform them. I'm scared, and I think I'm respectably scared. 120 shards here is horrifying. Yeah, here he is. Here he is. How do I feel about any of this? I think we're actually, incredibly, we're okay because of the damage shield and the ability to reform, but it's scary, and it's reasonable to be scared here. We're going to respect and play on top floor here, I think. At least for the lady part of this. Alright, Fade, go for it. 68 off the bat. Wow, that's impressive. I can kill in the back, which is pretty cool. This is the quick one. I'm actually okay with it passing away here. Well, I could play it upstairs. I think I should, now that I'm thinking about it a little more. Quick is good. I'm a little diced out by this, but I could kill the middle guy, but I greed for money, maybe? That's pretty solid. It's a good Wax and Spike to drop right now, or at least one of them. Let's play Weight of Contrition, one Wax and Spike. Or no, we used the spell chain in other places. Yeah. And now let's take money. Greeting hard. How does top floor look right now? Clears it. It clears it. Unbelievable. Okay, Fade. Go mid floor. Do 128 to this goon. And that's pretty cool. We'll take Shade Splitter up top. Yeah, the quick is actually cool. He quicks and gets this kill. And then Absolver swings into Lady, but still passes away. Very cool. I can pop the guy downstairs. We can also do a resin removal up top, which is fun. Save some spikes damage. Alright, sure. Top floor should clear out pretty easily here, too. Sure does. Good. Great. So, am I doing enough damage to clear mid-floor? Probably. So I think we go downstairs, and I just slam Intent on Death into her, and she does up a trillion damage. She just straight up kills a man, which is cool. That's good. I like this. Because the reason I like this is I do so desperately. Why you need to play a Hallow Drippings here, I think. 1, 2, 3. Right? Goes upstairs, spawns 2, mid-floor 1, and then it burns out. We do play 1 Hallow Drippings here. I accept this 5 damage coming through. And we play Fade downstairs. Our whole goal here is Fade is going to cheese out the boss. Hey look, it does exactly what it says on the tin. She cheeses out the boss. It's essentially exactly as I hoped for. Okay, good, great. Yeah, she wins on this next turn, doesn't she? Close to it, right? Close to it. She wins on this next floor no matter what. We just literally drop her and she kills. So that's pretty neat. Cool. We're actually super safe. Look how much damage this guy does. 60 by 3. The quick is very helpful, by the way. I had a feeling it might be. We took 5 damage. We get the trial. We look, honestly, great. Cool. Remnant Host. Let's skip this card. Memento Mori, Subsuming Blade. A little late on the Subsuming Blade. I already have 2 Tenon-piercing Mind Collapses. We're okay. Skip this. I want the money. This is not Diligent, so Ember Cache is a little less relevant. I don't mind Engine Upgrade. I don't spend that much Ember is the thing. Prism Retrieval is just... Oh, Prism Retrieval, Snap Click. This is just find a draft. It's another draft play that is very low opportunity cost. Incredible. I now need to clear out Train Stewards to make this a little more feasible to hit, but we can do that coming up. Right here, in fact. Holdover. Now, Holdover Perils is a consideration. But is that even really that helpful here? Cut these Train Stewards. We want to make our Prism Retrieval actually connect with the right unit. What do we get? You got a Spell Chain in here? No, a plus 30? I mean, it's going to be a plus 30 on Purifying Cleanse here. I have to take this garbage, I think. Unfortunate. 1/1 goes into Intent on Death. Make this 2 cheaper. Excellent. This is a huge jump in power for Fade. She's actually at a point where she could very easily insta-kill a mini-boss. She's so strong. That's true. Yeah, we'll do this for sure. Plus 10. I don't think we want to do that. I need to keep my mind, my magic power slots open. Holdover Perils is, like, not that impressive here. I might actually prefer, like, Holdover Purifying Cleanse, believe it or not. It's a huge heal with 45 health coming back on the lady in front. stabilizes the floor if I have to play top against Divinity or something. I just really don't think, like, our scaling is all coming from Paraffin Enforcer. I don't think Perils is fast enough. The thing that Perils lets you do, which is relevant, is take Void Binding and take Furnace Tap without fear. That's very powerful. Don't get me wrong. It's a very, very powerful setup. So, to be determined. Don't do anything yet. Think. We're going to plus 30 the Purifying Cleanse. I know this is happening. You could argue to, like, do this on Mind Collapse. A 40, I don't know, 40 is a weird threshold. 20 is really what you're looking for, and the fact that this thing has 20 but can reach 26 pretty easily is great. 25 is the next best threshold. I just don't think we desperately need another plus. Like, plus 30 doesn't add anything here. 40 is... What sits between there? I mean, I guess this has easy reach into purifiers, and that's about it. So that helps on ring 7. That's it. That's the only place it helps. And then I guess if we somehow manage to do this with like 7 Ember, no, we're not clearing 60 ever realistically here. So this really doesn't do much. It's just more damage, which is good, but it's not practically killing any extra units that we'd otherwise be missing. Whereas a plus 30 on Purifying Cleanse, that's a number. I'm just going to go ahead and play a Tendon Piercing into it. I mean, I don't love this, but I have to take the shards. I don't really think I have the choice, so we take stuff. I can still hold off on infusions, but if I'm going to do the infusion, I got to do it now. It removes the last... Train Steward. I really want that removed because it makes the Prism Retrieval good. 170 into ring 5? No, I think we just let the Prism Retrieval be bad for the time being. I I don't have... I gotta decide on this holdover. Holdover Purifying Cleanse is pretty cool. This is... Burnout managed. It's also a lot of health. 45 is a big number. My guys can all take this health, right? Everyone has a good chunk. It's true. That's true. Is it Perils maybe anyway, though? I mean, all it takes is show me one Void Binding, and I'm going to be like, oh, baby, I'm glad I did this. I think it is Holdover Perils. I don't love this. It's not going to be important, but let's do it. If I reroll, what can I see? Double stack? Permafrost? It's kind of a whatever. -1 goes somewhere, probably. I'd make it like at this point, it's -1 on, like, resin removal, I guess. Remove Consume? You could remove Consume the Wax and Spike. Not terrible. I don't think it adds enough for me to consider it. I want to remove a Shade Splitter here. Remember, it's not Train Steward, because I need to do this. Need to keep the option of this infusion open. Let me think. Go back up real quick. Where am I on this temple? Nothing left. Think about this from, if I take everything here. 25, 35, 50. Oh, I easily make this. I can cut the Train Steward, right? Yeah, math. 145 already. 155. Take everything here, which is 180. 195, and then I'm duping at least once. Okay, so we actually do just legitimately purge the Train Steward here and feel okay. This, like, the, 10 health you get from this is not 15 health. Okay, 15's not bad. It's kind of like a plus 25 almost. It's not worth it, though, because she's... I don't think that matters. I don't think that's worth it. We're going to get more value elsewhere. So we're going to cut the Train Steward here and move on now. Cool, let's do it. 145 is very scary. Crystal Cloak would be a problem here. Okay, so just high roll your resin removal into her, I think, is pretty much all I can say. Harpy's Guard. I should body this with Quick. It'll be slow early, because we're going to get double upgrades. Yeah, they're scary. They're slow, but that's fine. Shade Splitter first. Lady. I mean, I may as well Purifying Cleanse her. No reason not to. Not going to burn the Wax and Spike quite yet. Okay. Shade Splitter first, upstairs. Good. We get the Paraffin Enforcer buddy with Quick. How you doing? You think you can get him? Playing middle anyway. You're only doing 68 here. Let's go ahead and drop the resin removal downstairs for now. I don't want to commit Fate upstairs, but I might have to. Let me see what this looks like. Woof, that's a lot of damage. Play in other draft buddy here. We do clear the floor, but we take a truckload of damage. I can stop a good chunk of it, or I can commit Fade early. I don't like committing Fade early. I might be able to do... I play Fade middle here. I'm going to do that for sure. If I play... It's like, it only goes 10... And then, what, 16? So I think the right choice is always to stop 45 damage in the back here. Yeah, it's a bummer, but that's going to be it, I think. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to just draw healing, is what it comes down to. Alright, well, this guy is actually going to pass away, unfortunately. That's fine. Little Fade goes middle and then immediately dies. That's okay. I'm going to Intent on Death here, double time. Cool, cool, cool. Sure. Top floor is looking a little rough for wear. How badly do I need to Fade upstairs? Pretty badly, actually. I'm at the point where I think Fade must be played. Upstairs, 100%, I think. Yeah, I think we really don't have a choice. We get the morsel down. It looks bad, except for the fact that Fade's gonna drop in and body this floor, and then I have to play the Hallow Drippings here to keep my floor from full burning out. I don't want to lose this 25 rage here, so we do this. And I burn the Prism Retrieval so I don't redraw it. Okay, Perils, online, Primitive Mold, play Resin Removal on Crystal Cloak. Thank you very much. Just remove 11 stealth. Seems good. We'll put Paraffin Buddy in front. I'm going to go ahead and click Wax and Spike here. And then I'm going to go ahead and Mind Collapse and Hallow Drippings. And we have a floor, I think. I think we have a floor, yes. Okay. Good enough. Health in the front. Okay, I think we win this for sure. Yeah, honestly, I'm actually not sure why I was concerned. We have Fade drop and 360s in the back. So we get away with this no damage taken. And we get Cleansing Water. Good, great, happy to have it. Mortal Entrapment is... Yes. I need to daze the Divinity. I think this lets me play top floor Divinity. Yeah, Mortal Entrapment, Snap Click. Good enough for government work. Kindle. We could kindle out a disgusting Wax and Spike, potentially. How are we feeling about that? Kindle out a good Prism Retrieval. I think Kindle is the pickup here, yes. It's a weird draw, but if I see I'm seeing a Magic Shop. If I see a Permafrost, that's a good pickup. So let's go. Yeah, let's go. Look at the Magic Shop real quick. Remove Consume. Sure, sure, sure. Cavern says, I had a feeling it might be Build a Card. There's no way I could have known, but I had a sense that it was an option here. And I was thinking, if it's old Magic, we might do something cool here. Heal. How do I feel about buff? So because of this order, this is guaranteed to be this one, and then we have movement, and then we have the last one, which is like help. I think it's some mixture of gold, draw +1, and space. I mean, we should click buff here. I think we're never getting sap damage is kind of why I'm describing it this way. Based on the order, this first page is this one, so you're never seeing sap after this. Let's take buff. Yeah, so there's the Ascend guy. I don't think we're ever taking one of these. I want to be able to reform. I'm never overstacking. I'm thinking of it defensively, so or rather friendly played. card draw, right? It's a little late for money. It's not bad. I mean, will I ever turn down Razor Sharp Edge? This is literally better root seeds. Would I ever turn down better root seeds? Absolutely not. This card's too good. It's too good to skip. We're going to grab the money. Of course, I'm going to put a -1 in that card immediately. It's good to do. We like to see it. It should become free. We like free. It's not going to be a remove consume here. It's not going to be a +10. I mean, I could actually take this +10. Let's temple. Last temple's coming up. A minus. I don't think the +10's ever going in Mortal Entrapment. This is not for damage. Purifying Cleanse. I could +10 that. If I see a +30 though, I am putting that in Purifying Cleanse. So save that. If I see a 10 in Piercing, I'll put it in Mortal Entrapment. I guess you might as well. I think we just don't take this, honestly, and we save the money and re-roll. Permafrost. So now we permafrost the Kindle. Our goal is to connect this with either a ridiculous Prism Retrieval or a ridiculous Waxen Spike. I'm good with it. 20 consume, no targets. -1, yeah, we'll put a -1 in Mortal Entrapment. I really don't need Mortal Entrapment to do anything other than, say, Dazed. Like a double stack here might have been interesting for a possible -2, but there's no guarantee we see it. So let's just plan on making it a little more accessible. I only have 3 Ember a turn ever, really, because of Perils. So, well, I guess Kindle gives me a little bit extra breathing room, and maybe Mind Collapse works out, but still. Okay, cool. That's good. We like that. I get to cut cards. Now, this is not Diligent, so I can kind of disrespect a bit. We're going to go ahead and cut Shade Splitters here. They're not bad, but they're not really doing anything I want. So we're going to drop them. I want to leave in all the primitive molds. And I think we're in a commanding position for this Fade run. A little dicey overall in the early game, but I think we've actually navigated it pretty well. Pretty darn well. Fade drops in. Just go ahead and click Intent on Death a bunch of times. Amazing. We're going to go Lady, Draft upstairs, begin the Perils. I am just going to drop the Hallow Drippings here because this is a Paraffin Enforcer infused friend, and I want that rage sticking. True, we just hit the other draft immediately. That's also pretty cool. Big fan of that. Mid-floor, we actually clear a guy out. This Prism Retrieval is dead, but I'm okay with it. Top floor. Definitely taking a hit here from this Clipped Guardian. Not to the Pyre, but to my Lady, which is okay. I think what I've decided is that I want Mind Collapse in the middle here, yeah. And then we burn this Prism Retrieval on nothing, because there's nothing else for me to do. Cool. Good. I do want the Quick Person upstairs, because the nice thing is you can kind of see it happening, right? This guy is able to get hits in and do a lot of work here. Hallow Drippings is your friend. Is there any buff I should remove? I don't really care about mid-floor, so let's actually just cut the... Let's just drop the Ember Drain, you might as well. Mid-floor, we just straight up murder a guy. Top floor will get quick hits and get the kills here, so that's perfect. Save the damage shield, I guess. Might as well. Sure. Good to me. Alright, we're basically just playing her mid-floor. Old Magic. Yes. Click the card. Yeah, this is very good because now I get a 6 Ember Waxen Spike out of this, which is awesome. Cool, that seems good. Incredible. 529. The best part about this is that the quick hits are stopping the damage, and then the draft in the back gets to swing and load up the floor. So we just kind of keep playing Fade and getting her shot down below, and our top floor is doing it. So I think the only play here is... The only thing we have to keep doing, in my opinion, genuinely, is to just pretty much play the... Where is it? Mortal Entrapment when we see it. And otherwise, we cruise. There's just very little risk to me otherwise. So, cool. I actually feel like we're in a very good position. Let me go ahead and Perils here, it's fine. I am going to click the Mortal Entrapment here, powerful. I mean, at this point, it's like, just play Fade top floor and win, right? Just play Fade top floor and crush. There's no reason to do anything else. We're done. Yeah, we're super done here. These floors have no chance. I could actually, I think, just press end turn, but I'm not going to because I think that would be dumb. But I think we could. True, yeah. We have all the pieces. Everything is attacking with quick. We're clearing waves. We're chilling. Cool. We can just get rid of all the other Shade Splitters at this point, I think. It's a significant improvement to the run to do so. So, cool. Yeah, this is easy. Just press end turn very fast. I think we get it without ever getting hit. Get it in one, actually. Yeah. All right, cool. Good. Great. Excellent. Feels good. Second intent. I mean, Umbra Stone, if we can actually position Fade like that at the top, she can just trample out most enemies, which is kind of funny. Another Intent on Death is not bad, though. At a minimum, I should click the Intent on Death instead of skipping, because Fade just goes nuts. I don't actually think I want Firelight here, as weird as it sounds. You could, I guess. You could do it. I kind of like her going crazy. Her number, she's going to do like 1,000 damage by the end of this run if I go the third Eternal Flame pick here. Umbra Stone is quite good, though. I should click Umbra Stone. I think it's Umbra Stone, and I play that somewhere upstairs. I think it's just card draw, right? Or is it space? I think it's actually space. Yeah. I'm playing 2 more drafts. Yeah, okay, it is space. I'm playing 2 more drafts. One of them is going to basically not get played, but the reason I'm doing it is I want to draw them faster. I guess removals might be a viable choice then. Just if I keep cutting out the remaining Shade Splitters, there's only so many cards I could connect with. It's an interesting dilemma to think about. Would I take another quick friend, or would I take another multi-strike friend? Honestly, I could actually, if I duped it a bunch with space, if I duped it 2 more times, I can play them all on top floor, and then Fade can do everything on bottom floor. I can have 2 quick, 2 multi. I think we just go left and we dupe it a bunch. I really don't see a reason to do anything else here. This one, I would like to dupe the multi-striker. The Lady of the House, if she dies, she can get reformed. I don't care about her damage. That does not matter. So we'll take the multi-striker first. Good. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade Fade. We don't even see Little Flame or Firelight, so we just go all in. Eternal Flame, let's go. She's going to pummel everything. Spell Chain. 10 in piercing again. Okay, so no -2. The Spell Chain here, I think, is, I mean, maybe Kindle. Maybe it's Kindle and we turn Wax and Spike into God mode. Although, I mean, I think it's got to be Perils, right? Because this just is Rage every turn. I think it's got to be Perils, yeah? I think it does actually have to be Perils. Okay, we'll do that. There's a lot of good spell chain targets here, but I think spell chaining Perils when I'm holding it over is nuts. 10 in piercing, I don't need this, actually. I can just take the Horde and the dupe and do whatever. This 10 in piercing does nothing for me. So let's just move on. We're super over 200, we're chilling. We are cruising. Spikes is a little dicey, but it's penitent. I think we're okay. It probably helps Fade a little bit, actually, for her to die. Get got by cleansing water, you fool. Got him. I like how she starts at 8 damage and she quickly ascends to, like, godhood. She just becomes unreal. Play her mid-floor. That's like 100 damage right there. It's awesome. We are going to drop in Mr. Draft Buddy upstairs. We'd love to see it. I have the Kindle. I have the Mortal Entrapment. I'm having a feeling that this is not going to be much of an Elevator Fade run. Or not run necessarily, but I'm going to put her in front. She kills this guy and then gets hit. The only reason this might not work is if I put the draft down, it's going to get that kill. It's true. I'll put the quick draft down. I mean, I am for sure playing quick draft guy. There's no world I don't click this. How does that floor look? Floor doesn't look good. I take hits here. Is this enough damage for her? Does look better. I thought about the Kindle and the Wax and Spike here, but I'd like to wait for the other draft. I didn't vocalize that. I would have played it earlier, but I think this is better. She actually does die. How is she dying here? Oh, wow. Is it actually because 10-16 doesn't do 30 damage? I didn't even think of it. That's actually perfect then. I could have saved the Ember Drain if I had thought about that a little better then, but it's okay. We don't really have much of a choice. I am going to continue playing her in front upstairs because she swings this in a very important way, I think. She kills a man, and then we do bap bap, bap bap bap. I leak the 9 damage backline. That sucks, but it's okay. I think. Yikes. Is there a trample stone target that saves me this? I'd like to avoid this triple curse next floor. Especially when I only have one reform left with this draft. Maybe I'll draw the other one. 3 is, though, it's rough. It's rough. I'm only drawing 3 new cards. How does this work? It's going to be 20-20, so that's like a big number, and then you get hit in the back, which is like 60. I'm trying to think if there's a world where I'm ever bleeding over 30 on the back. If I trample him in the back and give up this trample, do I get this kill ever? Because I would sack 10 for that if it gets me to draw another card next turn. Although I could also just Kindle here and not do anything. Or not give up anything, but then give up a later Wax and Spike play. So this is an interesting challenge for us. Do I have to actually run the numbers here? I think I might. Okay. I think this is actually worth it. Let me run these numbers here. We have 20, and we get 3 rage, so it's 26. So we're doing 46 in the middle. Then the 45 comes in. But this is boosted by 2 hits, so 6 rage, so 12 damage. So it's actually 57. Okay. 57. All right, then in the back, it's 2 rage added on top, so 26. Then it adds 3 more rage, right? 3 more rage is another 6, so 32. And then another batch for, I think, 38. No, we're doing 199. We bleed 9 damage over. With 9 damage bleeding over, we have no hope here. So I think we simply play Mutilations and accept 9 to Pyre and the nastiness of this turn otherwise. Penitent, gross. Penitent, yeah, this is horrifying. We're at risk of some pretty bad stuff here. We're being saved by Cleansing Water right now. I'm going to... I haven't even hit a Mind Collapse. I have so many good cards and I'm not seeing any of them. If I Kindle here, I get a Shade Splitter. What does that do for me? I don't know. I think I kind of want to Kindle into a Mind Collapse maybe and kill a guy. Possibly. We're not dead here, so I think we let this ride. I have a lot of health. I take a bunch of hits. It's rough. Okay, I mean, I see... Wow, this is spicy, huh? I mean, Fate is scaling, which is crazy, but I've seen Perils. How do I feel about this? I do... Oh, I mean, we're going to click Primitive Mold. There's no world I don't. I do need a guy down here. This actually changes a lot. Never mind. I was very worried about the draw order there, and then I just was like, oh, hey, wait, actually, it's okay. Ugh, alright, take another 9 damage or whatever the heck. I think Fade has to go here in order to stop me from getting absolutely pummeled. And then she does end up getting murdered anyway, which is fine, frankly. Good grief. I will resin removal up here because I want to avoid the spikes to pyre. We already got rid of the rage downstairs. If I intent on death her, she lives. I think we actually do it. I do not wish to redraw her. Okay. I take 2 more hits. Gross. So much damage on this turn. But I think we can actually assemble a win here, unbelievably. Draw. Play the other draft, buddy. Hallow drippings. Burn the prism retrieval. Okay. Alright, we're not out quite yet. This is doable. Alright. Oof. Terrifying. Utterly terrifying. Alright, the damage shield morsel does help a bunch too, admittedly. But absolutely horrifying. We get completely blasted. I mean, this is penitent at 185 shards. I take 86 damage from that combat. Scariest combat by far. Outrageously scary. I'm going to click on Crushing Demise. I think that's a good card to add here. Would have helped in that combat too. Cave In, Ember Cache, Gem Trove, no. Okay. Good grief, that was nasty. Absolutely nasty. We at least get some health back. I'll take it. I'm going to the right for sure. Health. Good. Take the Horde. Doesn't matter what it could be. Split Anvil. Is that ever good here? It's kind of a weird one to add. Boon of the Blacksmith. It might actually be. I'm trying to decide on Split Anvil, right? I mean, there's sometimes it could be effective, but I'm just generating Ember from Perils anyway, so kind of whatever. Melting Spout is also here. I'm going to take the boons. We're going to look at this over here. Pyrostone housing. Well, heck. Well, heck. I don't think that's happening. Teeth of Gold. No. Drop Cage? Do I have any movement? I could have, but I didn't take it. That's okay. Faulty Loader is probably the right angle here. I might remove a bunch of cards instead. Let me look at this magic shop and decide. Permafrost is interesting. Permafrost is interesting because I could put this on Wax and Spike, and then whichever one I see first I can connect the dots on, or I could wait for a better turn. It's pretty good. I'm going to do that. Yes. 20 in Consume. No. I'm going to -1 the Crushing Demise here first. Because if they show me a double stack, I actually think I do put that on Mortal Entrapment. So I want to leave that slot open, because if it's double stack, goes there. If it's not, then I put a -1 in it. Spin this. Holdover. Holdover Crushing Demise is pretty powerful, I'll admit. It's pretty good. That softens these waves in a big way. I'm not drawing a lot of cards. I have a lot of holdovers, so that can be a bit of a concern. It's true. That is true. You could also hold over the old magic. This is kind of fun because it's a do nothing, but it's basically just like free +10 every turn. I actually like this. It's kind of like a removal pseudo, you know? It's like, because this guy's always in your hand, but he replaces himself, so it's never a bad card to have. I actually do like that more than the Crushing Demise. I think we'll be able to clear waves. Will I? How do I feel about Divinity Waves? I'm duping a Quick Friend here. It's true, I am. I'm duping a Quick Friend. I'm probably taking Faulty Loader. Let's go ahead and do that. We have 2 multis. I'm going to have 2 quicks. This will let me hopefully clear a couple enemies, get some stats in, and then they swing. Okay, 215 shards. That's where we're sitting. I have quad drafts on this combat. This is going to be good. Our guys are loaded. Our guys are set. I think I need to purge. A 120 purge for sure goes in a Shade Splitter. Just every cut matters here. Every cup matters. I'm looking at 30 cards because I've duped so many times. I think it is one more removal is actually better. One more removal is superior, I'm pretty sure. The deck doesn't feel as big as it is, because I have so many units is the thing. I have 4 units plus a banner unit. It's just there's a lot of units in this deck. We're going to cut this Shade Splitter. That's worth more to me than the Faulty Loader. 29, it's something. Holdover. I think it actually has to be Crushing Demise. I can drop this when I no longer require it, but this just helps so much, I think. Yeah. 215 out of 100. I tell you what, man, my hardest fade runs, always on Trainwreck. Always on Trainwreck. Let's go. Seraph, I think we beat. Yes, I think we beat Seraph. Okay. Seraph I'm not as afraid of. He only has 3 units on the floor. He's not attacking my top floor. He's not nearly as draw dependent in a lot of ways. It's a really good turn for a lot of reasons. Let me describe all the ways. 1, goodbye little fade. Cool. 2nd, Lady of the House. Cool. Good chat. I'm going to... Can I pop? How much? I do 9 base. I actually have a 3 health guy. Cool. So what I want to do then is... I'm going to Prism Retrieval first. I thought about this. I want to Prism Retrieval first. Cool. It's a big buff. Good. I then get the Perils in the back, which is what I wanted here. I then get the Trample on this guy, which is cool. I'm going to pop a friend downstairs. Good. It's a lot of armor. Whatever. It's fine. Sure. Little Fade gets shot. It's good. Rage Generation. Alright. Yikes. It's not good. I have to play a Waxen Spike here, unfortunately. I can't let my floor burn out fully. It is very bad to do. So, okay, fine. We're going to go ahead and click Kindle then, I think is the angle. Load it up. First thing I do is I do desperately want to play Resin Removal. Good. Get rid of the sap. This floor is clearing itself out. I think I have to play the Waxen Spike here. For better or worse. And then we can play Fade Middle and she clears a guy. It's fine. Okay. I would like to draw my other friends. I don't get to draw my other friends. Play little Fade upstairs. We clear the floor. It's not good. Crush middle. Thank you. I have nothing to Mortal Entrapment. Okay, that's scary. What a weird draw order. I mean, this is the nature of the beast, I suppose. I pretty much have to click the Perils or else we're Dunskies. Let's go ahead and let this ride, I think. Thank you, Trample Friend. Extremely cool. This floor looks very scary. Right. Fade drops first. We do get a quick friend. Interesting. Fade, I think, has to drop. Then the quick friend lands, and I think Fade dies perfectly. Yeah, okay, cool. I was thinking about this, and I was like, hey, wait, I think we're okay. We get to kill one of the big guys on middle, which is good. I hold on the Hallow Drippings here? Yes, okay, fine. Dicey, y'all. Very dicey. What a floor we're looking at here. I do get to reform my lady at long last, which is pretty nifty. Hooray. I get old magic. I'm going to extend the burnout on middle guy here. I'm going to crush. Alright, fair. That's fine. I'm doing a lot of damage in the back, though. Like, let's be clear. We're clearing this floor pretty confidently. Fade, I think, lives on middle. That's honestly okay. She'll bait sap for one whole turn here. So, like, our mid floor is, our top floor is heckin' strong, okay? No, my guy with 96 rage burns out. I'm very sad. I'm so sad. Extremely sad. Very sad about this fact. I click Intent on Death. I do 600 damage. Crush bottom floor, it's fine. So sad. I have to reform that guy now. Ugh, bummer. Draw cards, please. I need to hit my Hallow Drippings before the end of time. I think this is also important to point out that I'm going to just drop Fade upstairs, maybe. Am I? I'm not gonna... I don't want to play Crushing Demise, honestly. I'm gonna play Fade and not Crush and let this ride. Okay, cool. I was like, I need to hit a Hallow Drippings here, so I have to avoid doing too much here. I was like, I have to hit or we're gonna have a bad day. So, fortunately, we do hit. It's good to do it. Ember, hooray. I can pop this guy on middle here. And I get a Burnout Extender, which is honestly going into the guy in back, who's going to have more turns. It's cool. Fade does pretty good there. We went upstairs. Whew, okay, fair enough. Fade is definitely stronger than playing the other draft. True. Alright, no problem. She bonks and kills. I think we actually got that in the quick round. Okay. It looked scarier than I think it was. Blank Pages. Blank Pages is a great way to ruin my run. I don't want to add this trash to my deck. I don't want... because I can't play it. I can't reform it. It's bad. I could reform it, but it gets in the way. Now, this is going to look dicey otherwise, I think. Pretty decent turn one. I think we got these guys down below. I think we're going to sack Fade upstairs to avoid Ember Drain. Am I playing into top floor? I think I am. I don't like it, but I think I am. Double reforms there is tough. I don't love that. That's not great. Okay, this is good. This is good because I saw the... we have Mortal Entrapment active. That's good. That's a big pickup here that buys us time. Now... Fade essentially has... I can actually... Ooh, Resin Removal middle. Big plays. Big plays. Good. I can get her killed in a couple ways. Interesting. I don't want to... I think we... extinguish middle here. I think this floor is going to be cleared, so I think we're going to play her bottom and work into this guy a bit. This is going to be dicey because I do expect that we're not going to draw fast enough to get the... what's it called back. To avoid the dazed, right, is the thing. To push through that. I do get excellent Primitive Mold Friend here with the Hallow Drippings. It's good. Fade clears on middle. It's good. I like that too. Who gets this trample? I don't actually know who picks up this trample because I'm reasonably certain in 2 turns we're losing some units. And there's no way I'm going to get around it. Maybe we don't play the trample. Is the trample wasted? Possibly. There was a serious argument for duping the Mortal Entrapment for density. On the one hand, you might think that was correct. On the other hand, it's just... I think the density mattered a lot on a Seraph, and probably is going to matter a lot here on drawing units fast enough. I don't know. This trample is almost certainly getting wasted, though. Almost certainly. But playing it out means... I'm going to put it here. Playing it out means, however, that... What am I trying to say? Let's put this in the middle here on the trample guy. Yeah, my thought process, by the way, for what it means, is that trample... Playing it out means I don't redraw it. Mid-floor is terrifying to me. Top floor is terrifying to me. Do I have to work on chains? Maybe. Do I have to work on mid-floor? Maybe. Quick is good upstairs. I like that. I can play that. I think this is the Kindle into Wax and Spike turn. It's about as strong as I think we could have hoped for here. It is about as strong as I think we could have hoped for. If I put Fade down upstairs, we save 62 health in front, which is pretty cool. This next turn, though, we're losing the guy in back, so we lose 450 damage, and I have to reform him. Unless I hit the Purifying Cleanse. If I hit the Mind Collapse, we can deal with one of these units, which is pretty cool. I think we're okay on chains as long as my reform density is okay. So let's actually play Fade upstairs. This changes it in a very important kind of way. It's a lot of damage, but it will look bad, trust me. Okay. Dicey. Trample guy does pass away here. I can heal in the back first, which does change the landscape a bunch. Okay, that's good. Let's... it's tough. I didn't hit the one card I was looking for, which is... Oh, Prism Retrieval does actually connect with something. I'm going to go ahead and Intent on Death spam here, that's for sure. It's 1,000 damage. Let's go ahead and Prism Retrieval out for big numbers here. It is a quick man, so I guess we'll play him. Sure, there you go, champ. Do 50-something. It's not ideal. This floor does just get absolutely sandblasted. We haven't even redrawn correctly yet. So this is where things look real bad and start to get even worse. So the question now becomes, oh no, how do I avoid fully passing away? You can play Fade in this floor behind the quick guy to guarantee she connects with chains, and then the whole floor is gonzo. It's true. That is super true. Terrifying. Okay. We're going to crush out. We're going to Mind Collapse on middle and crush something out. And we're going to hold on to the last Hallow Drippings of our times. My god, I have no units. Crush upstairs and then Fade drops in. I don't know what we're doing on this next floor, but I guess we're holding on to Perils of Production. I don't really have a choice. I do get a reform here, which is neat. It's a quick friend. Sure, quick friend, go. Sure, get it. Play the reform, I guess. Alright, here we go. Resin removal here, for sure. Primitive mold off floor, see what we land into. The other quick friend. Do I just crush this floor here? Let this walk on me and take 5 billion damage? High roll out of your mind? Okay, that was not great, I suppose. It was not terrible, though. It's not the one I wanted to hit. Do I have a chance of living this? I'm taking 50. Oh, 50 from the back here. And then 14, 64. I'm dead. I'm dead at this point. Okay. Oh man, come on. All right, let's try again. This is Maybe it's not middle. Maybe I needed to dupe the crush. This is a great example of Divinity does a lot of damage in 200 shards. It's like 19 is way more. This run cleans house at 100 shards so hard. Do I play mid-floor instead? This is something I didn't even really postulate on. I think I might have to do this actually, which is kind of dumb, but okay. And then we play this middle. This might have to be the way of our days. I don't really know what else to say. Alright, alright. Resin removal is out. Definitely Mortal Entrapment the boss. Definitely crunch one of these goons, I think. Let's actually crush this guy in the back here. Let that guy walk, I think. If I don't let him walk, we get... Well, actually, I think it works out in our favor. We take 50 there. Yeah, because of the way damage shield works on this, yeah. So that guy walks and he does 7 to me. Okay, fair. Drop down Mr. Quick Guy here. Play Hallowed Drippings. Yes. Drop in Fade. Clear the floor. Save the princess. What is it? Save the cheerleader, save the world? Anyone remember that? Is this better? This might just be better. I'm not actually sure. None can say. Wow, that's a lot of damage coming in, huh? Spicy. Okay. The quick guy, if I play the quick guy, he kills in front, which is actually kind of cheeky. I could also do this with Fade. I think we do it this way. It spins this in a much better angle, yeah. And this, I hold on to the Kindle now because of the way this draw order worked. We play Fade downstairs, she clears the front guy. We'll probably play her top floor, I think. Kill one of those enemies. I do need a reform here, which we don't actually get. Never mind, I play her mid-floor. We let this walk, I think. Pretty sure that's true. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and Old Magic in the back here. I'm gonna Weight of Contrition. We're gonna go ahead and buff Fade. Big buff. We let the top floor walk on us. Okay, fine. Is this better? Maybe. I didn't die. That's important. This looks rough. Oh no. Excuse me. Oh no. Monster Train, help. Please to be saving my natural existence. Fade will help, right? Trust. Okay. Did not trust. Got it. I can pull out the last Paraffin Enforcer, buddy. This is a quick one, right? It sure is. So she kills in front, and then just a host of damage comes swarming down upon us. So I need at least 2 Ember to kill one of these guys in back. Let's crush downstairs. Fair enough. I think the angle here is we hit in back. We Vengeful Shard. We Prism Retrieval. Put this guy in front, and I think we at least save one of them and clear the floor. Yeah, okay, fine. It's not ideal, but it does at least save something. Okay, Fade. Trust. We got a Perils. Got a Primitive Mold. This is another friend. Rough. Okay. Crush bottom floor. Not great. Admittedly, not great. Fade, I think, has to go top floor next in order... And we have to just, like, reform everything, I guess. Reform hard pivot. Ugh, what a scary-looking floor. This would have been a great Kindle turn, by the way. I would have accepted it, but my floor is just straight up gone here. Incredible. Amazing news. I think she we crush upstairs. Sure. Mortal Entrapment, baby. Let's go. Fade can kill this man. Straight up, she kills this man. I can take 10 to Pyre, or I think I actually have to stop this guy from walking on me, right? We'll reform and see what we hit first. I genuinely think we have to let this walk if we can. I take 10 plus... How much do you have? Do I die from you? You have 150 plus 55. That's 205 divided by 55. That's 4 hits. So you hit me for 14 plus 21, and I take another 10. I take 45 damage. I lose, actually. Tragic. Alright, so I have to play Fade upstairs. She does die, it's okay. We play the Draft out. I can keep him alive, but I'm not happy about it. I think that's true. Okay. Alright. Now, the annoying thing. We crush upstairs. Had to do it. No choice. Perils here. Okay. Primitive mold. See what we get. Another draft. No one is surprised. Fade must be played on this floor. No chance otherwise. Got it. Remove spikes and stuff, I think. It's fine. No, I think we chill on this. Actually, I think we do remove stuff here. We let it go. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, fine. This does not look good. I'm not going to draw my other things now. We super lose this run. Yeah, 100%. I don't know what anyone honestly expected. Like, this looks so bad. Do I really lose this run? Is there another angle? My only other consideration is don't play the Perils. I mean, the problem is I have so many units, and Fade is doing the thing that Fade causes problems with, which she's drawing herself, which is okay because she's good, but the downside is, of course, that it means she is stealing card draw. I mean, it's tough. I needed, like, more reforms. I could have, I guess, taken the Wicked Blaze that I saw, although I think that was competing with Mortal Entrapment, so really no choice. I mean, this is tricky as heck. Do it in the back, I suppose. We might be able to do something here, and then this is our Kindle turn. I think we send it, right? I mean, there's only so much can be done, I think. And then you pop one of these goons, and we do at least 200 damage on the boss. I mean, this does not win by any stretch of the imagination, but it at least swings once into the boss. Alright, we gotta try again. We lived until Relentless. This is wild. This is like, I haven't played Eternal Flame like this in the 200 shard runs. So, like, truly, this is tough. So, I actually think, in hindsight, the right way of doing this is you give up the density pick on draft, and I think you have to dupe the Mortal Entrapment so you can comfortably play top floor here, because otherwise you just get swept out. Because the thing is with 30 health at 100 shards, which is where I would normally be on a normal run today, I would be taking 9s, which gives me 4 turns against sweep. Single days, it's good enough, in my opinion. Gets you through that. We can heal, we have other tools, we're okay. Can I play bottom floor? I don't see how bottom floor is ever better. I don't think top floor is ever doing it here. Mid floor is at least maybe possible. The thing is I need to be reforming the lady more often than I am. My deck is thick. My only other real option, if I play middle, what I'm considering is don't play Perils when you draw it. Because it's taking up a card draw, I need to draw faster. So don't draw Perils. Which is a crazy thing to say, but might be relevant. Rely on draft scaling only. Alright, let's experiment with that option. I think it is possibly the right choice. I think it is. I think it might be. don't play Perils. What an unbelievable thing to say. I'm going to crush out Mr. 25x2 here and let the rest of this walk, I think. Okay. I didn't play Perils of Production. Got it, bud. Got it. I let these goons walk on me. Okay, buddy. So I think this becomes my Kindle play. I shouldn't have done that on this floor. I'm going to put Trample here, then Wax and Spike this out. I let these guys walk on me. We take that hit. I think I burned that burn out as well. Yeah, sure. Okay. Sure, I take a bunch of damage. Sucks. And then what? I play the quick person in middle here, which clears the whole floor and saves the day, and then we play Fade. And then in the back, whoever has Trample, this guy. I'm going to extend the burnout on Middleman, I think, here. Is this actually, in some sick sort of way, better? Don't play Perils of Production, somehow pull this off? I mean... Mid-floor does fall apart here, unfortunately. I could crush this out, which is an interesting option. I don't love that option, but it is an option. Fade on bottom. I mean, I think the right play here is, first of all, kill one guy and back on bottom. Good. Weight of Contrition. Crush. Fade. Intent on Death. Intent on Death. Draw card. Playman. Let mid-floor be what it's doing. Mid-floor does not look amazing, but it doesn't look terrible either, right? We get to reform. We get back the quick person here, which is okay. Doing 1,000 damage on that turn. I can actually draw cards in glorious fashion and kill a man on this floor to stop the multi-strike, and then we crush this floor. We do a lot of work here. And then I let mid-floor swing into Little Fade, and this does a lot. Is this actually the angle? Oh my god, I don't know if I believe that. I draw the Mortal Entrapment again. I mean, y'all, it might actually be this. I even get the lady back. Or I didn't. I drew the other one, but that's honestly okay too. Cool. And then I crush bottom and Fade pummels one of these things, and then I think we're chillin'. Unbelievable. Is this actually the right way to win? We win on this turn? What do you mean? How did... So Perils of Production was a bait all along in this particular setup? I kind of I even talked about it earlier as being a bait, but like the thing that's crazy to me is I get her back. There she is, lady, I crush bottom floor, amazing. There she goes. Look at her doing her thing. Haha, wonderful. Monster Train. Wow, okay. This is so different from how I would normally play this combat that I don't feel bad about having to experiment a little to find it. This is so different than how I normally approach any of this. Yeah, of course this kills. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow, okay, Monster Train. We got it eventually. Good grief. I knew it was in there somewhere. I'm blown away by this. This 200 shard series, I'm still learning stuff. I'm at like 3,000 hours in this game, and I'm doing things that I've not done that before. That was just a completely wild play. just skip the Perils, because the Perils make so much sense at 100 shards. But again, all of those decisions that I was making, Fate is so much different at 100 shards compared to 200, because the whole floor gets swept out so hard. Unreal. I had to play middle, and I had to play the bloody Fade tank with no Perils. So Perils is a bait. That's so crazy to think about. This is such a good card, and it was a bait in the end. It was not important. I mean, I use the word bait. I don't actually think taking this was a bait. I don't think upgrading it was a bait. The thing that's interesting to me is that the way you approach this combat, I think, looks very different at 200 shards. Let me talk about this in hindsight. I think in hindsight, I should dupe the... what's it called? Not the Crushing Demise, the other one, the Mortal Entrapment. I think in hindsight we duped this for 200 shards, because 19 sweep into 35 health, not enough. Even with the reforms we had, not enough. Just nowhere close to enough. And we had too many holdovers, and Fate herself is a holdover card, kind of. She has Endless. So, same idea. So, huge challenges here. Huge challenges here. I think you have to take a second one of these. This improves all of our plays if we have a second one of these guys instead of a fourth draft. I think the fourth draft is good for density. This is a play that makes a lot of sense at 100 shards when you're playing for consistency, right? Your concern, of course, is I have 30 cards in my deck. What if I bottom deck all my drafts? The answer is add more drafts. There's also the reality where in a 100 shard run, how this run looks at the end is you have Divinity getting completely sandblasted by top floor with Lady plus 4 drafts, and Fate is bouncing around on a lower floor. At 200 shards, Fate actually becomes a much more integral part of the floor, which is not what I expected, and that forced me to play differently. This also forced me to play middle floor by not having another one of these guys. I think we have more choices if I dupe the Daze card here instead of the draft, even if it slows me down in terms of 1, scaling, but 2, drawing my deck. Drawing the important cards. Very interesting. That's not a way I would approach 100 shard runs at all. And that's interesting to me because 200 shard runs are different, and I like learning stuff about something I already feel like I'm pretty darn good at. So that is a good takeaway here. What else? The Perils is an interesting reality here too. I actually think this plays nicer at 100 shards if you imagine the solidified kind of core floor upstairs plus Fade downstairs, which actually works in the 100 shards because it takes 4 turns to kill your drafts instead of 2. Big difference. Big difference. So, and then you're doing things like you're using, I mean, how you approach this. Then you imagine my super kill floor play, which is I resin removal 1 turn to get rid of my Ember Drain after playing Perils. Next turn, I play Perils. I have 5 extra energy on top of 3, which is 8. I double it to 16 with Kindle, and then we just dumpster a 18 Ember Wax and Spike, which is a full-on 72 damage bonus to my floor. And that turn essentially kills the Divinity. I mean, it makes so much sense. You can imagine this at 100 shards. You know exactly what this floor looks like. It's very different and very powerful, but it doesn't connect. You fall apart before you can connect it at 200. Crazy. Anyway, I think that's a good episode. I'm actually kind of pleased to have had to re-roll that a little bit in order to figure it out, because that's very scary and very interesting that we had to approach this differently. So I think I learned some things. This is a good reality check, all right? I think Fade, I've always said this, but I haven't had solid proof of it. Fade feels weaker at 200 than 100 shards. And I think this is a great example of that being true. She's strong, she does a good job, but she was causing problems, and she wasn't answering what I needed answered. So, and this is also a good example of a run that didn't high roll, right? We didn't see the wax or snuff or outrageousness. We didn't go completely ballistic in one way. I would describe this as a very mid-rolly run. You see some good things, you see some bad things. We've got some holdovers, we hit at the shops, okay, but nothing really went too crazy here. So very interesting, very good. A long run, but we made it through. So excellent news. Whew. Hey, thanks a lot for watching this. If you made it all the way here, I honestly am impressed. I want you to give me a keyword in a comment that tells you that we made it here. This is one of the longer runs I've had in recent history. I also think one of the more interesting ones. So today, our keyword shall be, I want it to be something that someone wouldn't accidentally just say. I'm going to say that a keyword today should be Mark of a Champion. Yeah, Mark of a Champion. That's an interesting one to me because that I think did provide a lot of value, but I don't think is going to merit a lot of discussion normally. Because you just make big number bigger. Okay, cool, kind of deal. So fair enough. Anyway, all right, I'll let you go there. So hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the videos a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.